So decentralization, why it's important. The main thing is that, our data, our privacy has gotten out of control. The internet grew way too fast, and security protocols weren't initially built in. So for that reason, we have an infrastructure debt that needs to be paid. And for that, we've basically given up our privacy rights and allowed companies to exploit our data and private information. The breaches are getting so bad out there that these are just some of the headlines that you've seen over the past year. I mean, Equifax lost 200 million records just stolen right out of under their noses. It's getting worse and worse out there because our internet just wasn't designed with the security protocols that are needed to handle all that information. So what we believe in is that we need a new internet that's built up, primarily decentralized from ground up. And with that, blockchain is going to do it. You're going to have applications like Status, which is basically like a WhatsApp or WeChat for blockchain. You're going to move on to other things like Golem, which is doing computer processing. So what we're really doing is rebuilding the entire stack from bottom to top. Everybody's familiar with Ethereum. What we refer to that is it's like the Mac OS or Android. We need that operating system to build these new applications. Now you're getting things like Neo or Zilliqa coming out as different versions that you can build applications on top of. What we're doing at BluZelle is we discovered that the one missing piece was the database layer. The blockchains themselves aren't fast enough or can't handle large amounts of data. So who's playing that role of Oracle, where we can secure privacy and your data on a secure place? And basically, our goal is we're a decentralized database, so we're playing that role of Oracle. Now, why this is a major problem, and we're going to have a big data storage management problem, is that in 2 years, we're looking at 4 billion people connected on the planet. That's probably about half the population. The amount of devices that everybody has is growing massively. We're projecting about 6 devices for every person out there. So basically 25 billion devices. I'm guessing everybody here with their phone has probably about 50 apps running there. And what the average person doesn't realize is how much data is consumed or transferred between all those applications. And that amount of data is just growing at a very highly exponential rate. You're going to have 50 trillion gigabytes of data that's expected to be run through the system in about 2 years. So once again, it's going to come down to that. The current internet's not secure. You're going to have more data breaches, more leaks, and more people just basically waving their hands saying, hey, we're not responsible. A decentralized internet will allow that to happen. Now, what I'm going to run through is a couple slides showing why databases are important. So right there, what you have is the past. Single stack system. Problem is that you have multiple points of entry. You come in, you can change the data, you can steal the data. Any of these points go down, you have no access to it. So as a developer who's building new applications, that's not reliable. Then we move to the present system, which is cloud-based. Improves on it, but the problem is that that load balancer goes down, system goes down. Somebody breaks into zone 1, which is on the cloud as a cluster. They steal some of that data. Well, with minimal effort, they could probably go to zone 2 as well and take everything else. What BluZelle is doing is taking blockchain principles and ideas that we've had for blockchain and Bitcoin and applying it to a decentralized database. So what we're doing is taking everybody's extra servers out there and computers and nodes, saying instead of mining for Bitcoin, offer up storage space, applying new principles of security and blockchain methodologies that we've learned over the past 3 years, and building that on there. Now, how we do that is imagine basically all your data record is on a plate. Let's say it's Mickey Mouse, but all that's written data. What we're doing is taking that, smashing it to the ground into millions of pieces, spreading that across an entire node, all the nodes on your network. So even if somebody broke into one node, what they got was nothing. They just got a single piece. They didn't get the whole puzzle. They'd have to eventually take over the entire network to do so. An example here is a PlayStation. Well, I come from the video game space. You've got a terabytes of storage on a Sony PlayStation that has way much more information than anybody's ever going to need. My kids play it, and it's no good. Let's say EA Sports, which is running all these leagues, counting wins and loss records. They're holding on AWS. Let's say we turn all the PlayStations, put the BluZelle protocol on there. EA basically pays with a BluZelle coin to store all their data. The player out there at the same time who paid $60 for a game can all of a sudden earn a BluZelle coin back. And that's how basically they can subsidize the cost and everybody wins. The last slide here is really about why this stuff's important. This was on the cover of The Economist from a few weeks ago. You got 3 of the biggest companies in the world just basically walking everywhere over: Amazon, Facebook, and Google. Most of that's done is through our data and controlling all of that. It's time to make it decentralized and take control back. Thank you.